Hi, everybody. Okay, so YNR did a little bit better today. I don't know. We might be closer to the one who actually unliked Damien, although I'm not sure. But the guy who looks like a butler with glasses looks like he might be the culprit because he said there's nothing he wasn't willing to do to cover up for Kane. So there's that. Meanwhile, I got a little bit of a note here. The security on the in the chateau isn't so great because Sharon and Nick are kind of supposed to be locked up. Whatever. Well, Sharon was able to pick the lock, so not so good. But then also these goons were like on top of Nick trying to beat him up or I don't know what. So he was trying to save his own life, right? And then of course he comes up with a cut and it's supposed to look really bad. And I don't know. Of course they're not gonna, unalive Nick. If they unalive Joshua Morrow's character, something's wrong here. So yeah. But but it goes to show that they don't really like Nick, okay? Because poor Nick. He's on this trip that's like to paradise, but then he's accused of unaliving somebody and then beat up really bad. So, I don't know. But on the upside, I guess Billy Abbott gets to save the day because Billy was alone after talking to Kane about possibly investing in his company, right? And Kane says, I don't want to talk about it right now. I've got more things to worry about. And so he leaves. So Billy's alone. At the same time, Sharon has run out of the room, promising that she's going to get help for Nick, right? And Billy is the one she happens to run into. So Billy is going to save the day, which I guess some people could say that his character was faltering a bit. It depends on how you look at things. Because I like to think that Billy's character is on the upswing. Yes, he's done countless things. He's had addictions, problems, whatever. I'm not saying that he didn't, but he's trying to do better. And so I think people need to give him a break and give him a chance to maybe do that. You know? That's where my headspace is. So, mm, I don't know. I got questions though. Where is Sally? Where's Courtney Hope? Are they ever going to use Haley, Aaron, and all the other people ever again? I mean, seriously? Oh, and then Audra, the wonderful Zelenka Silver, right, is trying to be, well, she was prophetic without knowing she was being that. Because she said, well, how would you act if Claire lost one of her siblings or a family member, not knowing that Claire has lost her father, Cole. Um, the wonderful J. Andy Peck. Which I got a side note on that one. Turns out they told him, the actor, that the character was going to unalive. But according to J. Andy Peck, he was shocked that he was going to be on the soap opera anymore. So there's that. So it was quick and swift the way I thought it was, and unexpected. But that was just kind of funny because I was like, well, really, she has lost a family member, and no one knows about it yet because they're all stuck in the chateau. So yeah. Okay. So then, of course, because Billy's involved, Jack has to be involved somewhat because, and I don't know, I'm kind of like, as soon as I heard about it, I was thinking about it from two different angles at least. Now, I have to tell you a little bit about my own dynamic, just slightly. I was raised as the youngest sibling for a little bit, and then I was raised as an only child for the rest of my childhood because of the separation of ages in my family. So I know a little bit about being the youngest sibling and a lot about being an only child. Now I'm going to speak personally from my experience. The youngest child thing. Okay. You can be seen as the one who needs protection and, the one who maybe creates trouble and all that stuff. You can, but it's not always true. But there is this dynamic of the elders always wanting to protect you, whether you want it or not. It's like inherent. So the fact that Jack feels the need to protect Billy is not too foreign. And I don't think that he could really distance himself from his younger brother, even if he wanted to. That's my read on the whole thing. Oh, and the only child part, it makes you really independent and not really need anybody. So there's the other side of it. Okay. So I think I covered it all because the only thing is that we have to wait for the fallout of um, Audra's misaction with Kyle and how is Victor going to take the news. I don't think he's going to be too pleased because if you understand Victor's dynamic at all, he's kind of like a benevolent dictator in a way, where he gives an order and he expects you to follow through. And then if you don't follow through, he's not happy and it kind of makes you pay. And even if he doesn't make you pay for your actions, he always remembers what you did to him. So, like I said before, many times, I wouldn't want to get on Victor's bad side. So, okay, there you go. That's the episode in a nutshell. All right. Bye, everybody.